Hello everyone, it's Armstrong here from Other Miniatures, and today I'm gonna be converting this into this. So I have in here 3 cars, all of them in blue, which is actually completely random. Yeah, I have this too, which I actually enjoy the shape of them. I think that they are probably by far my favorite of those cheapo cars. Yeah, and I have this one, which as well is one of those more cheap cars, Teamsters. Yeah, but you know, this doesn't matter. What matters is what I want to do with them. So since you know, like my previous video was completely normal and you know, not weird, not crazy, so I decided to do something crazy today. And maybe instead of explaining my plan, I'm gonna just start on it. Hopefully this super glue is fully functional. So what I want to do is, okay, is it empty? Wow, this is actually empty super glue. Sorry, I was quite convinced that it was actually full, but that's not a problem. I have more tubes in here. So, coming back to that, I want to glue those two together, yeah, using the wheels. So, one. And at first I was thinking, you know, about making this into a war rig, yeah, but I think they're just gonna be a car for a leader, like, you know, in the Fury Road, the big guy was driving this massive car, which have weird double truck engine and whatever else. Yeah. This is odd because they can still move. It works so weird. Okay. And then I'm thinking about removing the wheels, of course, from that and placing almost the entire car, including the plastic, on top of those two. Then some reinforcements here. So, you know, let's just get those wheels out, because if I can remove them without destroying them, they can be probably used to scratch build something. And now oh, okay. I was doubtful for a second that I can remove them without destroying, but as we can see, I did. And now where is the screw? Yes, there it is. So there, and here. So, you know, this wiggling of these two cars is not a good sign. So I'm gonna have to glue something in between them, probably here and here, because that's the only two flat surfaces in between. This is kind of, you know, have this I don't know, door edge, or maybe it is exhaust pipe or whatever, molded in. So I should have a strip of plastic card in here. If not, I definitely have some more on the side. Come on. This is okay. Just need to make it thinner. So let's get scissors. And yeah, just glue it like that. This doesn't have to be visible in any way, it is only a support piece. Maybe first I'm gonna go a little bit with the sanding stick, just to get better adhesion to the surface when I'm gonna be gluing that. Right, so one. Now of course I needed some of thin piece for the back. And again, just a little bit of sanding to help with adhesion. And there we go. Two of them together and they are still rolling, that's a good sign. And now just place it like that on the back of them, on the top. I could probably even do it like that, but I don't like how this looks. It's not terrible, but it is terrible in my opinion. So yeah. And of course, sanding stick. These need to be sanded at least a little bit. Again, adhesion. We know that those paints are great at avoiding glue. And again, the bottom, there's not going to be much of a connection points. I want it just ever so slightly, pushed forward, so it's going to be leaning towards the front, but not extremely so. So there's gonna be this and this and this and this as a contact points probably, and that's gonna be all if I think right. But I'm just gonna do a little bit more, all the wheel wells. Come on. Now I think that I have it. Yeah, it's weird, it's actually quite heavy. It's probably the heaviest of the cars that I made so far. Yeah, and now I need some tubes, because of course this is in the end. Yeah, does this gonna fit in here? Oh yeah, the big barrels, two of them, gonna fit nicely, to be attached to this vehicle. But why I need a tube, and it's quite big diameter, I want to make a support structure in here from the tubes, so on the back and then going towards the other cars. Yeah, just being this kind of sorry, on the back here, and then going towards the cars to create this support structure, that this is actually supported. Yeah, and then I could probably build something inside of this area if I'm lucky enough, or if I don't have any ideas, I can just leave it as is. Now where's my favorite blade? Here. So this much. And again, sanding stick. This helps with adhesion a lot. And there we go. Beginning of my support structure. And that normally I would eyeball it, but this is a little bit beyond my eyeball measuring skills. So I'm hoping that getting, just a rough idea is better than no idea. It's gonna be loose. Oh, come on. Okay, I need the baking soda, because this just looks like a connection that wants to break any second. So sprinkling of baking soda gonna save me the hassle later. Let's move it. Let's measure the next support. So from here to here, about this much. And I cannot see it at all. Right, I can see the cut. Yeah, this is lovely. If you have the first cut, you know, this plastic is just gonna break as you want it to. So, and again, I did it a little bit too short, but baking soda gonna save my arse again. Oh, come back. Now my finger is stuck. So one support done. Yeah, it looks like that. Now I just want to add a secondary support that I'm actually thinking about putting inside of the wheel well. Yeah. So there's a little bit of I need to make a little bit of angle on the pipe itself here. So it's gonna be leaning. It doesn't look like it is so badly cut. And just about this much, maybe a bit more, just sorry, I know that it's very chaotic right now. So in a second I'm just gonna measure this, you know, to roughly the same length, and then hope that I ain't gonna have to cut too much off. So this, come on. Let's first try it. Does it work at all? It's a bit too long. I would cut about 1 mil off and hope for the best. Yeah, now it feels much better. So let's get a dot in here, some in here, and some inside of the wheel well, and a helping hand. Yep. And let's check this one. It's gonna fit very similarly to that one, so I'm okay with that. Dot in here, some in here, and dot in here. There we go. Now just a bit of paper to remove the extra super glue. Right, so I have this far done. Yeah, so 2 cars connected. There could be 2 drivers trying to drive this monstrosity, or maybe someone is sitting in here and driving it somehow. Have this. Just wondering if I would, just press a next connection somewhat like this. But that doesn't make any sense in how this is constructed. So, and like these barrels are so sized for this purpose, but they kind of works for me. It's just making it very chunky, very big. And I'm just thinking, do I want to do that like that or ignore it? But I actually gonna glue it in here. And it was supposed to be for the 40k terrain, so yeah. Come on, get stuck. That's awesome. And the second one. Yes, lately I have a lot of barrels on my vehicles, and you can see how chunky now it looks. Yeah, I know that there are holes in them, so I'm gonna have to cover them. But this is okay, this is very easy to work with. And I want to use this to cover the roof of this car, as I don't like to have the open roof, to be able to see inside, and painting this then blue, it's gonna be kind of So this smoke spewer, or whatever you want to call it, yeah, I really like that piece. Like sometimes you just open some random objects and you find the really nice pieces for your conversions, so keep an eye on weird stuff. So this and some sort of weapon, definitely, but I don't want to scratch build anything right now. And maybe this giant flamethrower, since it have 2 fuel barrels, it can be like extra smoky. Yeah, so flamethrower. Yeah, this can work as a turret mounted one again. And maybe some armor plating. I would like to connect those 2 pieces nicely. So let's just go with the diamond plating, as it is one of the easier options. And I think that this thick, let's just check it. About centimeter be enough? No. 1.2, I would guess. We'll just see how much is 1.2. Okay, so again, eyeballing. Now, yes, it definitely works. Funny thing is this, that you can actually push it through the car to the other side. They want some adhesion extra, so again, sanding stick. There we have it. Now just measure the length of it, roughly this much. Now to fill this gap. Okay. Oh, you see, I didn't sand that surface. I don't know what its issue is with adhesion, but this should be stuck, unless... Okay, I see the issue. The little bit of plastic that I have in here wasn't cut short enough, so it was pushing the rest up. Yeah, now it feels much more solid. And again, I lost. This isn't working today. Oh, okay. Let's solve the issue. Massive amount of super glue. Yeah. This is already dirtier super glue, so some baking soda and some more baking soda. And again, super glue. Connected. And then around it, baking soda. Should be holding, hopefully. And now how much I did want to cut. This isn't straight, so let's just straighten it up and put this much. Too long. Okay, I can shorten it. And a little bit more. Maybe I'm gonna be even lucky enough to straighten it up, as I always do crooked stuff. Yes, this actually works as a nice mask for that area. Okay. Good to me. Yes. Now we have a big car with dual engines and something in between the two cars, which looks good in my opinion. Now I just need two squares to cover the barrels. So one. Other. And what else do I want to do with it? Like, it already looks ridiculous, which was the entire point of it. I was thinking about a seat in front of the the grill in here, but I decide against it already, in my mind. I can hide those wheel wells a little bit. Yeah. So about 2 strips like that. And this can hide the wheel wells nicely. And of course we can use the cookies packing material as well in here. If I still have some left, I should. Yeah, I still have one left. And I have probably a lot of scraps left. This much. I'm now cutting this off. And this. Like, this turned out to be such a nice material to work with, because it's really taking nicely to painting, and you know, it looks cool. So what I want to do with it, yeah, I think so. So I'm just gonna shorten this bit to fit the hood and put it in the middle of the hood. Like I said, the idea for this complete madness actually came to me while I was struggling 2 days ago with a creativity. Yeah, I pushed through building this bugger, yeah, and I have idea for the another one and this one and a couple more. So sometimes, you know, struggling with your creativity and pushing through the block can help you. Sometimes it can really break you, so you need to be very careful which approach you take. Luckily for me, it worked, and I feel motivated to make videos, you know, to convert some cars, which is great. But I remember in the past, you know, I was needing to finish something for a tournament, yeah, like painting an entire Dark Elf army in a weekend. Yeah, and it was back-breaking to do it, and then I didn't feel like painting for months, just because, you know, I pushed that hard on that one project. So yeah, whenever you try to, you know, force yourself, push yourself to do something more, yeah, just try to consider the fact that it can help you, you know, to break through your limits, or it can break you. So keep that in mind. So I would ask you what else to add to it, but you cannot answer me. Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe a ram. Yeah, nice big chunky piece of plastic art. Yeah, it doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be straight. Like, this piece is okay, yeah, but it's gonna be, I'm just thinking that since this is kind of a boss rig, yeah, it ain't gonna be that plain. Yeah, so maybe 2 pieces, glue them like that, throw it in here, and maybe make them somewhat even. So like that. Yeah. The problem with perfectly square bits is that it's gonna be lifted on one side, well, on both sides, because when you do a little bit of a bend, you're lifting the middle, and then the sides are, now that's the problem that I just thought about, because if I'm gonna do that, it's gonna be lifted. I'm gonna have to cut it then. And I want this. This is probably enough. And I just gotta cut them like this much. So this is, I just cut the wrong side, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, let's fix this. Like that, and like that. Alright. And now this is supposed to... Sorry, I just lost the topic. Wrong way around. Now, yes, okay. Okay, now, and black marker, just to help me with what kind of lines I want to cut and where. Alright, I shouldn't screw that up. We had one, and the second one. Okay, and this was supposed to be like that. Yes, I figured it out. I am so great. You are looking at my creative struggles and wonder how this man survived without a instruction how to breathe. But yes, I managed somehow. It was a struggle, but you know. So I have the plow, and now I have to mount it somehow. So some pieces of plastic. I was thinking that maybe I have some pieces of broken cars in here, but I don't see anything suitable right now. So yeah, let's just go with, I'll stuck to my fingers. Let's just go with some nice piece of plastic cards. I have this in here. It's nice and chunky. Let's think how I want this mounted. It's gonna be like that. Let me see. I want this lifted, so I'm gonna have 2 points in here. And I want 1 point on the bottom connected to the front. So I can probably use this piece left over. Just glue it here for now. And this is gonna give me the first support, and then I can think about the rest of it. So here, and just a hopefully straight line. Then 1, 2, and somewhere in here 3. Back. And now baking soda. Yeah. If any of you have ideas, you know, what kind of a car movie can inspire me, yeah, give me a shout. I already watched all of the Mad Max movies, And I still don't think that the Fury Road is that revolutionary. I think it was cool, but I still preferred the earlier ones. And do you know the Mad Max timeline, you know? Because when you think about what actually caused the entire crap in Mad Max universe, it was a fuel crisis in, what was that, 98 or 90? No, earlier. But I remember that, you know, there was a fuel crisis, and that was basically the entire idea for the Mad Max universe. And the entire atomic conflict that they kind of shoehorn into this universe later on was, like I said, shoehorned into it. With the, I think it was Mad Max 2, and he finds the colony with the children. Huh? No, that was, I think, Mad Max 3. One of those. Yeah. But like, what are your favorite, you know, post-apocalyptic, you know, kind of car movies? Like, I think that one of the, you know, kind of my first introductions to the entire genre was, of course, Mad Max and Dead Race 2000. Yeah? And then, of course, a Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Running Man. And why I'm putting Running Man into this kind of genre, even though it was about, you know, a convict being put into, you know, kind of weird TV show that was supposed to kill him. A couple of characters in that TV show have somewhat, you know, weird cars, and one of them was this kind of light bulb. I don't know, they called him, I think, Electro or something. He was driving this car that he was powering by his, no, but he was connected to the battery in the car, and, you know, he could shoot lightning and so on and so forth. And of course, you know, the other inspiration would be a Fifth Element, a Judge Dredd, yeah, with Schwarzenegger, because the newer one, the Dredd, you know, that's happened in the tower, is a awesome movie. It is probably the best depiction of Dredd, in my opinion, yeah, because Dredd is known to never remove his helmet. Yeah, but again, you know, they have some cool cars outside in Schwarzenegger movie, but not really in the Dredd movie, as most of it happened inside of the tower. Yeah, so I actually think that this is it for the conversion part. Sorry for rambling, it is already 40 minutes, so I'm just gonna black bomb it and be right back. And here we go, you know, it's always surprised me how much just putting the undercoat on the piece that you are working on change it. This was 3 different cars, now it is one, it looked like one, and you know, this is what I love about, you know, just applying the undercoat. It's just the unifying part of the entire project. So what I want to do first, I'm gonna cover it all in green, yeah, camo green, and then I'm gonna come back to the parts that I want to be metallic. I'm gonna again undercut them in a black paint, and then just, you know, do the dry brush. But I just feel like I need an extra layer of paint on most of that stuff. Of course, if I can avoid like this, you know, flamethrower, I don't need to paint it, so why would I do extra work? Yeah, so I'm gonna avoid it as much as I can. Oh, this didn't dry properly yet. so I just help it. But you know, like, I can avoid a lot of work if I be more careful, but why would I? Today I feel very artistic. So it was a silly joke. I've been studying art in college, yeah, and to be completely honest, I find out that art is somewhat of a scam. Yeah, basically, couple of big wigs in the art world decide what is valuable and what isn't. Yeah, to push through this kind of weird world, you have to have connections or be extremely lucky. Yeah. Or persistent, you know, some people just make it on the pure persistence, I guess. Yeah. But like, there is this guy who was painting these giant paintings, and you know, I was looking at them and they just look horrible, yeah, in my opinion. But he was very well recognized artist. Yeah. And then I look at the other art, and you know, like, older pieces works for me. I enjoy, you know, like, more of a realism, and of course now, you know, people who are doing photorealism are brilliant. Yeah, but like all of those, you know, kind of weird stuff that people do, you know, making a dot on the canvas and calling it a painting. Oh, that just drives me nuts. And I'm an ex-art student, so this is odd. But yeah, I probably shouldn't be voicing opinions like that. And now I have some scorpion green, and I don't want to overdo it, but I will just mix it in, you know, wet blend into the rest of this. I don't want it to be even, I just want it to be in here. And now that I make all of this blotchiness happened, I need a hairdryer, so I'll be right back. And I have it painted nicely green. Afterwards I did actually fix up the black. So what I want to do now is actually not a metallics yet, although they are coming soon enough. I want to add a shade Drucari Violet, yeah? And you know, green and purple do usually works together, but it's gonna just make this change color, you know, into somewhat of a dirtiness in this green. This is more of an experiment for me than anything else, so I don't know how this is gonna turn out. And I'm using this Drucari Violet very liberally, if that's the right word. Just having a lot of it in here. We'll see how it's gonna stain the green. It's probably gonna look very weird. Well, I forgot that the car is still warm, so it did dry almost instantly. Yeah, so this is a very dirty car right now. Yeah, but even though most of it dried already, yeah, I still gonna be, you know, drying it off, so I'll be right back. And here it is. It looks now more purple brownish than green, but the green is still sticking through this shade, yeah. So just grab something for the dry brushing. It's a stiff as hell. Maybe something different. I need to wash this one properly. This one gonna be nice. And you know the drill. Dry off and then pick the area which you want to dry brush and go. And of course I want the entire plow to be nicely dry brushed as well. And some more paint. Let's go with the turret and the smoke or flares or whatever you want to call it dispenser. The back, the piping here that creates the support. And I have it here, this armor plating that I put. I want it to be a bit more shiny. And again here. Now the wheels, at least those ones you can see. And on the inside of the plow as well, as this gonna be maybe somewhat visible, maybe not, I don't know. On the grills here, I want some. And on the back here, I want some as well. This plating. And even on this, I guess. Alright. My fingers are sticky, there is still some wash in the nooks and crevices. Crevices? Right, barrels. I want them to be yellow. You know, my barrels are usually yellow or somewhat red or something like that, so I want those to be yellow. And so, actually I'm gonna probably use a smaller brush this time around. Just a little bit of water and hope that this is gonna... Oh, I forgot about the armor plating over the wheel wells. Oh, a lot of water. This was a mistake to add so much water. And over the barrels. So yeah, just adding the paint to the barrels, and I'm almost done with this paint job. And the barrels can also as well use, you know, a, what do you call it, a Null oil wash afterwards, just to get them into a kind of better look than this, because this looks so shoddy. So it hurts me right now. And I was hoping it's gonna look nice over the green, but I still cannot paint yellow. Okay. And back to the metallic dry brush just to fix what I forgot. I want to add some here. Did I miss anything? Oh yeah, the backs of the barrels have those little tabs. Yeah. And now I have to dry it, and then we're gonna go to weathering, and we're gonna be almost done. And I'm back. Today I still want to experiment a little bit with my roasting idea from yesterday. So, you know, I was thinking about using some proper orange color. So I have in here Blazing Orange from Games Workshop, which is a really nice orange. Yeah. So baking soda and orange paint for the roast, and I want to apply it somewhat sparingly. Not like yesterday when I went really overboard. So maybe just some here, some in here. It's creating a paste that's gonna give the texture for the roast. Like I always do that, you know, for the snow, but this is first time that I actually decided to do that for roast. Yesterday was the first time, so it's kind of weird for me in general. But what came up yesterday, you know, of that paste was actually quite nice looking roast for me. You know, I know that I should be applying different shades of orange and red, but I have already in here purple. Yeah, and now this bright orange is so contrasting to it. It should be, you know, just enough to show little roasting. And I think that that's enough for the roast. I'm gonna have to wait for that to dry. Well, not wait, I'm gonna have to blast it with the hair dryer. But since I have everything out, I can always apply 2 or 3 more colors. So what colors? Of course, blue for the windows. Yeah. And like always, I don't care about small brushes. I just gonna go with the one that I was just using. And just paint them with blue. It is kind of a comic bookish way of painting the windows, but it works for me, so I'm happy with it. And of course, I'm very jealous about those people who are using pencils to paint their minis. Yeah, I'm not that good. They are definitely class above me. Well, a couple of classes, I would say. But still, you know, I have fun painting this way. And like I said, I always struggle with finishing my projects, you know, because I want to be perfect. And with Gaslands, yeah, there's not fear of that. So I can be as sloppy as I want, and it still works, which is extremely liberating for someone who have a 3,000-4,000 unfinished projects. So let's just make a smudge in here, some smudge in here, a little smudge in here, smudge in here, in here, and in here. Now let's smudge it up a little bit more. Okay, and now let's get to the noon oil and just throw it onto the barrels, so it's gonna fix my shoddy paint job on them. Well, it ain't gonna fix it, but it's gonna mask it at least a little bit as a dirtiness. And some on the barrel of the flamer as well. Yeah, so now I'm gonna jump out, dry it off, and come back with a whether it's dry. I'm back again, and I'm just gonna mix this. Yeah. Maybe add a little bit of this yellow, so it is still usable. Well, yeah, we have this kind of sandy color. But you know, this experimentation with the baking soda just made me think, why wouldn't I add some baking soda into this, you know, and make definitely some paste to add to the wheels. Yeah, I can add it along the edges here. And again, this is just experimentation. I didn't actually think about this to the moment that I put the paint on the palette, so on the lid. And that's pretty much it. And now just the regular way I'm doing that, just, you know, some very heavy brushing just to add the filter over the rest of that. I'm usually going to the about half of the car height, but this one is quite tall, so I have a lot of space to go. And this definitely added, you know, like some stock up mod onto it. Now I can actually cover some of this rust with mud. Yeah, and I think that that's it for today. So I'm gonna throw it on the spin table and be right back. And here we have it, the big boy. I think that that's what I'm gonna call it. It is done. Amalgamation of 3 cars, 2 giant barrels, a flamethrower and a massive ram. So if the guys on the bottom are driving, they probably cannot see anything in front of them. So I would assume that they rig up the steering somehow to the top cab. Yeah, but I was actually thinking about using all 3 of the identical cars and, you know, just stacking them together. But when I was looking at it, it didn't work as well as I wanted it to do. But this actually works. The new weathering technique. Okay, the blazing orange is a bit too brazen as a, you know, in reality as you look at it. Maybe on the video it's gonna look alright, but in reality I just feel like it needs a little bit of toning down, yeah? But generally I'm very happy with, you know, my quick rust effect, yeah? And adding the baking soda to weathering worked out as well. Well, it's nothing new, you know, people are adding sand, baking soda, sawdust to their paints to make them thicker, to make them, you know, more muggy, yeah? So, yeah, I really like this one. I really enjoy building it, and it was a lot of fun. So, if you liked it as well, you know, please rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, yeah? And, of course, you know, build more Gaslands. And this is it for today, so have a lovely day everyone, take care.